Make the morning great with a stop at Whistle Stop Donuts on West Main Street in Princeton. Whistle Stop makes their donuts fresh daily, and they're ready on your way to work or school. They have a wide variety of fresh donuts, so you can surprise the office with a dozen delicious donuts. And remember, after 11 a.m., donuts are only $5 per dozen through August 8th. Stop by Whistle Stop today and enjoy a donut or a dozen. They're open 5 a.m. to noon, Monday through Saturday. Whistle Stop Donuts on West Main in Princeton.
And at 8:05 back here on Tiger Talk for this Monday, October 2nd. And I have the pleasure of welcoming into the WPKY studios Jeff Smith and George Barber. They are organizers of Bluegrass on Beshear, and this is 4, correct?
That's right.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
How are you?
Ty. We're
Doing
good.
great, doing great, thanks.
Nice to have you in the studios this morning, and boy, I tell you, 4 years running, it's hard to put together a festival, really. I mean, to keep it going is the big thing, and you guys have done that very successfully.
Yeah, we've learned a lot. Putting together even just a one-day event like this does take a lot of planning, a lot of time, and we need a whole lot of help, which is one of the things we appreciate about being here with you today.
Well, we are glad to have you. Let's kind of begin and go back to see how maybe all this sort of came about and how it got started, and then where we are today.
Sure. My wife, Laura, originally Mills Smith, grew up in Marion, Kentucky. Married me. I was an Army guy, not from anywhere around here, and after 25 years of being together, moving all over the world, she said, I'm coming back home to Western Kentucky, and she got interested in doing something to support pro-life causes in honor of her parents, who were longtime residents of Marion and big in the community there. And so she kind of dreamed up this event. We have a home on Lake Beshear, and everything kind of seems to fit well with that, because Lake Beshear is very close to Princeton, and yet most people have never heard of it.
It's kind of a hidden little gem.
It is. Even though we're on the Rand McNally road map, it's one that people blow right by on their way to Kentucky Lake and Lake Barkley. So this is a chance to show off the lake, to have some great Kentucky-rooted bluegrass music, and to raise money for 3 pro-life pregnancy care centers that are in Western Kentucky and support a pretty expansive area in the central part of the western area of Kentucky.
All right. Well, tell us a little bit more about this year's event and what it all entails, and who you have, and what's going on. And tell everybody about what from the event. What happens with any funding that you get.
Sure. This is the 4th year that we've had the event, and we decided to do it on the Sunday of Columbus Day weekend each year. And, beautiful time of year. Generally, we can count on a pretty good chance at decent weather. And so we've basically, through musically oriented friends, we started making connections with bands and put together a pretty good musical lineup of people who are, for the most part, from around this area. We have a few folks coming in from Nashville, and we've got one flying in from San Diego, and he's done this. This will be the 4th year that he's come in to be part of this. But generally local talent. And although we are oriented toward bluegrass, we also have a mix of some country, some rock, some gospel, inspirational type music. This is a family-friendly event. We want people of all ages there. Bring your kids. There are activities to do on the lake and in the lake, right behind where the bands are playing.
Kayak and canoe.
Right. We'll have canoe and kayak rentals that will help raise us some money, but also, allow people to get out on really one of the most beautiful lakes in the state. And you can fish right off our dock. People can come in on their pontoon boats from the lake and just pull in, throw out an anchor, and watch if that's what they want to do. Our band lineup
Yeah, let's talk about that.
this year includes a band from Illinois called the MCR Pickers. This is their 4th year of being part of this. Our San Diego person, Gary Bernard, has been the stage manager for the last 3 years, and he's going to stage manage again this year, but he's also going to perform. He's got more than 40 years of performing in rock bands as a drummer and singer, and he put together a small group called Waterfront with a couple of other folks that are coming in from Nashville. They used to play out in the Hampton Roads area.
Wow.
Professionally, and so we're looking forward to seeing what they can do in the country. And
So that's a
rock.
new one for this year,
Yeah,
Waterfront.
it is a
Even
new
though
one.
he's been here, but he's got a little piece.
Right. The performance
Yeah.
bug in him has made him put together
ignited
his
it back.
own little
That's
band.
great.
And we've got Princeton's own Bluegrass Revival, which takes gospel music and gives it a bluegrass twist.
That's wonderful.
They'll be playing with us, and Classy and Grassy, which is a newly formed band this year, but with some kind of seasoned young semi-professionals, Cutter and Cash Singleton. They're from Marion. I think they're now 11 and 8 years old.
And they're getting a lot of exposure. I know they were at Barbecue on the River over the weekend and seem to hit all the festivals, which you have to
Absolutely.
do. You know.
And they actually they opened for Daryl Singletary in Dallas earlier this
Yeah.
year, and they recently, just a couple of weeks ago, appeared on Wind Songs, the
That's right.
PBS
With
channel.
Michael Jonathan.
Right, exactly. And so Classy and Grassy, they put together a larger band. I think Cutter plays the banjo. Cash is primarily a singer at this point, but they've got the other bluegrass instruments with them to form that new band. Bright Life Farms Choir will be here. Almost every church in the area has had the Bright Life Farms folks
they're
come and
great.
sing. They're going to do a couple of songs for us, which they've done this will be their 3rd year of being here. And Dawson Springs resident Tracy McKnight and Tom Skinner from Providence
Okay.
will do some country music for us. And an ex-Dawson Springs resident, Mike Thomas, is going to bring his daughter Angie in. She can really sing.
Yeah, she's got a beautiful voice.
And Mike now lives in Evansville, but he's coming down to do some songs for us. And then we've got a brother Jackie Mathis, who runs the Walnut Grove Family Worship Center, is going to sing a couple of gospel songs for us. And then we're going to end the afternoon with a big set by Justamere Bluegrass Band.
And they're a mainstay for your festival.
That's
haven't
right.
They? Yeah.
They've been here all 4 years. A really great band, mostly from this general area, with one significant addition, a professional fiddle player who comes in every year from Nashville just to do this one day show. So it's a great lineup. We're going to be playing from 1:30 on Sunday, October 8th, until 6 p.m. And may even have a few folks hang around to do a jam session on the back porch.
Awesome, and usually there's people with instruments that are picking on the side too, little jams at different places. I'm sure, just like at most festivals, and
Right.
Encourage, I guess, anybody's listening that wants to come to bring their instrument if they play, and just you may never know who you might pick with, or get off.
Something that's neat about the bluegrass musicians is they're very welcoming
Sure.
of people to just kind of join in
At all levels.
and, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really been some fantastic music. I mean, I'd never really been exposed that much to it till to the bluegrass, the concerts, and they really are. It's great music.
Yes.
The Justamere band, they're really good. Like you say, there are some professionals out there that'll be playing, and you won't hear any better anywhere.
Yeah. Well, we encourage everybody to come out, and it's great. Bring your lawn chair. You can bring a cooler. Of course, there's food and drinks. You're selling T-shirts as well, and you're raising money for these centers, and that's a good thing. I mean, you're picking life is what your whole sole purpose of this is.
Exactly. The admission is free, so you could essentially come down and not spend any money and still enjoy a day out there, and we're all for that, because in addition to raising money, one of the things we want to do is make people in the area aware of where our pro-life pregnancy care centers are and what they do for the public. There's some misconceptions out there. These are really Christian-based ministries. They're loving, they're non-judgmental. It is a non-political event.
Yes.
We're celebrating life, and we're helping people gain some awareness and about what these great places do. The ones that we support are Door of Hope out of Madisonville, Alpha Alternative in Hopkinsville, and then Hope Clinic of Benton. And significant to this area, Hope Clinic on August 1st opened up a satellite pregnancy care center in Eddyville.
Yeah, they opened up a place. It used to be Dr. Gephardt's building, and right across from Ackridge's in Evansville, in Eddyville. They're open. I think it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and gosh, what a great group of folks, and I mean just as loving and caring and ready to provide anybody any help and assistance. We're really glad to see them open, and part of I guess if we hadn't mentioned it, but I'm with the Knights of Columbus, and Jeff is too, and one of our real focuses throughout the Knights nationwide or worldwide is a pro-life focus, and we're really glad to be associated with and help them open that clinic and help support them. And that's what we're glad to, I've just been impressed with Jeff and Laura, what they've been able to put together. And you talk about it, I know it's a lot of work, but they make it look they make it look easy.
Right.
Because it's done so smoothly and so professionally and such a good time.
I know a lot of you guys, too, have gone down to the Eddyville location, the satellite, and put in sweat equity into it as well. I mean, doing work and making sure that it would be a nice environment for someone that needs that.
So it was great to see it come about, and they had an open house to the public last Sunday, which was well attended, and the place is just beautiful, and it's completely run by volunteers at the moment. They're all trained. They all have professional training, but they're volunteers. They're in it because they love what they do and they care about the people that they deal with. And just one quick thing, they've only been open since August 1st, and as George said, they're open 2 days a week right now. They already have 19 clients, which shows you the hidden need that's out there in the community for these kind of services.
Yes, sir. No doubt about it. We're going to take a quick break, and we will come back, and we'll talk more about Bluegrass on Beshear 4, some of the things that are going on surrounding that, and more about these centers and some of the work you all are doing. And we appreciate you all being here at 8:17. We'll come back after these messages and continue with Jeff Smith and George Barber. You're listening to Tiger Talk here on your hometown radio station, WPKY. String Beans Coffee House in downtown Princeton specializes in made-to-order espresso drinks, hot, over ice, or frozen. They serve lunch Tuesday through Friday from 11 to 2. Like them on Facebook to view their weekly menu. They also rent out the back room for birthday parties, anniversary parties, and baby showers. That's String Beans Coffee House, 108 East Main Street, Princeton. Give them a call, 270-365-0550. It's Princeton's best-kept secret. Pardon me?
Mrs. McLovett's Cupcakes in downtown Princeton. It's truly the best-kept secret in Princeton. Come down and enjoy a delicious homemade cupcake made from scratch and only from the finest ingredients. While downtown, enjoy a sweet treat on the patio in front of our shop. It's a delightful way to spend a moment with a friend or someone you love. Check out Instagram and Facebook for the Mrs. McLovett's Flavor of the Week. Mrs. McLovett's Cupcakes on Lower Main in Princeton, where there's always room for a cupcake. Phone 270-963-2544 to place an order.
And we're back here on Tiger Talk at 8:19. George Barber and Jeff Smith here in studio. We're talking about Bluegrass on Beshear 4 and all the good stuff that is surrounding that. That's coming up Sunday, October 8th from 1:30 to 6 p.m. on beautiful Lake Beshear. And we encourage you to get out and enjoy because, hey, the admission's free. The music is going to be great. And it's just going to be a wonderful atmosphere. And, Jeff, let's talk about some of the folks that help you with this because, like I said, 4 years in a row now, and that's not the easiest thing to do. So you've got some good support behind it.
Well, I'll start in talking about our local Knights of Columbus Council, which joined us immediately when when Laura came up with the idea. And our Knights of Columbus Council consists of men from Dawson Springs, Princeton, and Eddyville. And they immediately became active members in this, not only donating funds, but also they provide a large part of the workforce, including our parking crew. And something I should mention, because we're down on the lake, are right on the lake shore, you can't park right down there. So our parking crew will very professionally get you in a safe parking spot.
And then shuttle you down.
And shuttle you down using, various golf carts, mostly donated from our neighbors, and ATVs. And so if you're bringing coolers, if you're bringing lawn chairs, and if you may be elderly or a little bit infirm, jump on into the golf cart and we'll drive you down there and we'll drive you back when the event's over.
Yeah, so don't let that stop you from coming.
Yeah.
That's great. And there's, of course, plenty of signage there to tell you where to go, where to park, and then get you to the event.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's great.
And last year we were joined by another Knights of Columbus Council, this one out of Hopkinsville. They had just gotten done raising funds to buy an ultrasound machine for a brand new mobile clinic that Alpha Alternative in Hopkinsville is operating. And so they joined us as we were raising funds for Alpha Alternative, and they ran a food booth for us. And they're doing the same thing this year, and they're even more involved than they were last year, which is really gratifying.
Yeah, it's really neat that we've got other councils and other, not only churches in the community and businesses in the community and other Knights of Columbus councils all working together to support the effort of a pro-life community and a pro-life activity.
Yeah, and that's what it's about, is getting these people together. And again, as you emphasize, this isn't political. This is about love and caring, in these situations. And truly, that's what it's about. That's what the Knights are about, and that's what everyone that's seen these ministries that all have come together in these to help these centers.
And I can't think of a better way of putting it with the three centers, that it's just a community of caring for folks who may be in stress, may be in need, may be in just questioning what's really going on with me, what's really happening, and they just provide a haven of love and caring and support, and with no questions asked, no judgments, and no political agenda or anything like that. It's just to make support a respect for life and a love for life environment.
Good deal. And with this festival, again, admission is free, so you can just come on down and bring a cooler, bring your chair, and then as you get into the festival, there will be different folks set up with different things, whether it's a shirt, whether it's a kayak or canoe rental or whatever, and all these funds are going to go to help you in this endeavor.
Right, and we have defrayed all of the costs of the event up front, so that any money that anyone puts into the event, if you buy a full meal deal, or if you rent a kayak, or if you buy a t-shirt, every dollar that you pay will go directly to the 3 pro-life pregnancy care centers.
And I want to emphasize that for everybody.
Yeah, we're not going to have a whole big overhead and such as that. It's not one of those.
And we're not twisting anyone's arms about it, nor are we asking high prices for anything. People have just been very generous. Some people come in, they watch, and they'll give a donation. They'll put a donation in the bucket and walk away. Other people are enjoying the food. We'll have barbecue sandwiches.
We got to talk about the food.
Hamburgers and cheeseburgers, brats, jumbo hot dogs. We have sodas and those kind of drinks. If you want anything else, bring your cooler, and you're welcome to bring in anything that you would like as well. We attract a very reliable, family-oriented crowd, so there's nothing to worry about there. We've added a couple of things this year that we haven't had in the past, and one is a bake sale. So for those of you who like sweet food at some point in time, there's an opportunity to make a donation and either walk away with some baked goods or consume them on site if you'd like.
There you go.
And in addition, we're going to have a raffle, and the Green Turtle Bay Resort in Grand Rivers has donated to our event a 2-night stay for up to 4 people in a 2-bedroom luxury condo at the Green Turtle Bay Resort, a value of $590. That's going to be the grand prize out of the raffle, but we're also going to have some smaller prizes that will be drawn out of the same raffle basket, including some $25 gift certificates to the brand new and very excellent Novodell Steakhouse, which is off of 41A, just south of Hopkinsville, between Hopkinsville and Oak Grove. We'll have some canoe and kayak rentals for free that are drawn out of there. We're going to draw for some 2 pounds of barbecue meat to take home with you, and your choice of barbecue dip. And there's several other items there. So those raffle tickets, you don't have to be there to win. Of course, you'll have to be there at some time to purchase the tickets. But if you put your name and phone number on there, we'll track you down.
This like you said, we want to stress it's just a fun-filled day of all kinds of activities. So you really, if you have never been, you just need to show up and kind of get an idea of the atmosphere. But I can tell you this: it's probably, you're gonna feel welcomed, and you're gonna feel, like I said, it's a family environment. And you'll have a good time.
Yeah, just come, bring a lawn chair, throw a blanket. Just sit back and relax and enjoy it and have a good time just outside. And scenery's beautiful, music's great.
This is a rain or shine event as well.
Yes,
that's right.
But of course, the forecast, I'm looking long term for it's looking pretty good for the 8th. I mean, just a slight.
It may
chance.
Actually be quite warm that day too.
Yeah, it might be in the 80s. But it's that time of year, a little consistent. You're going to get some low to mid 70s, and then you're going to probably get some low to mid 80s as well. It's just that time of year. But still, you get probably a nice breeze blowing off the lake. A nice day, and then there'll be plenty of drinks there if you don't bring anything. So it'll be a good day, I know.
Absolutely.
Well, what else have we not covered that you?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to some of the businesses that have supported us, because in addition to churches and religiously affiliated organizations, we've had a bunch of area businesses step in and sponsor us with monetary donations. And some of the ones that you might recognize from this area are McEnany Enterprises run the McDonald's facilities around here. They gave us a very large and generous donation.
They also own part of the radio station.
Exactly.
As well, so.
And Trice Hughes across the street
Same
from
deal
the studio here as well. Attorney Jill Giordano gave us a donation. Polly Eyes Pizza has been in for a couple of years now. First Southern National Bank. All of these are, Princeton businesses stepped up and were very generous with us. We've had some Dawson Springs businesses such as Casey's General Store, the Beauty Shop on the Square, Workman's Auto Service, Tradewater Canoes and Kayaks, Planters Bank, and U.S. Bank. All of those from Dawson. All of them have donated for more than 1 year now. And in Eddyville this year, we added a couple of sponsors. Ackridge Hardware, right across the street from the new Pregnancy Care Center, was very generous with us, and the Oasis as well.
Well, good deal. And it takes that kind of support to put one of these events together, even though, like you said, all these, it's not about making money. It is, but for these organizations that you're putting on the event for, it's not about money going for the next event. It's about giving back to these centers that you're working for.
Yeah,
and these folks just help you in that endeavor.
And our council does, takes we in support of this, we and the council from Hopkinsville assume the expenses so that the donations and such can all go to the pregnancy centers which we really want to support. I don't want to spend much time talking about it today because I really want to stay the focus on Bluegrass on Beshear. But as Jeff had mentioned, the center that's opening in in Eddyville rather will also be working, and I'd like to talk to you maybe some next week. Come back and talk about a fundraiser that we're going for an ultrasound that they're going to try and purchase and get in there. But But Bluegrass on Beshear is not a specific project for a specific thing. It's for a donation to those pregnancy centers that can use it for the things that they need and they see. And then we've got some other programs that we can talk about it, maybe next week about some of those specific programs and projects that we're working on.
Yes, and be glad to do that. And of course, you need to visit. There's a couple of websites out there. You guys have a Facebook page, bluegrassonbeshear.com, where the Facebook page is Bluegrass on Beshear. You can get info there and kind of see who's going to be there, and maybe see some pictures from last year, from the previous years, I'm sure.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just this is a family event in a beautiful setting. And come spend the day. Just encourage everybody just to come on out and spend the day, because this is a Sunday afternoon, and it's going to be, weather's going to be beautiful. And what else do you have to do? You don't have to drive very far if you're in the local area for just a nice, fun family event. And want to encourage everybody to come on out and just check it out and be a part of it, because 4 years to put one of these together is impressive, and it seems like each year
it's growing.
Better,
Yeah, it's growing each year. I know Jeff and Laura have put a tremendous amount of focus and effort in, and I'm just impressed also with not only the work that they do, which has been phenomenal, but the support and the welcoming of everybody else in the area, the communities in Hopkinsville and Dawson and Eddyville, Princeton, Madisonville, and all those and that have just kind of stepped up and helped and supported all the efforts in the project, and just the idea of a caring, loving center that and supporting it.
No doubt about it. And I tell you, it's quite a thing to put on. You have sound, you have stage, and it's quite a production to get all that up and going.
Stages.
Yeah, 2 stages. So it's a lot of work, and can't thank you enough for you, Laura. And if anyone who knows Laura, she's bound and determined, and she sees things through, kind of person, and it's going to be done right if she has her hand in it. So and this is, and it's a testament to you all to keep this going, and the Knights and everybody that has been involved, sponsors to get this going. So can't thank you enough.
I can't thank you enough for letting us come in here and talk about this.
Have we missed anything? Is there anything that you want folks to know that we have not covered about this event? Besides, let's invite everybody out to come on and just have a great afternoon this Sunday.
I think we've covered the event real well. I'd like to make just 1 or 2 more comments about the pregnancy care centers. First is that the pregnancy care centers receive no government funding at all, so that everything that they need to operate comes from private donations. And they manage to get it done. They offer all of their services free, but they require that if you're going, they have some material assistance, diapers and baby items and things like that they offer their clients. But in order to qualify for that, those clients come in and take parenting classes. They go to mentoring sessions and things like that. And so there is a requirement for these folks to try to improve themselves and their lives in order to receive the support. And if there's time for just one other thing, I'd like to mention the ultrasound machine is a big deal to all of these pregnancy care centers, because there have been nationwide studies done that show that an abortion-minded woman who sees an ultrasound of the baby in her womb, 88% of the time will decide to carry. And that's nationwide statistic. A couple of years ago, the Door of Hope was keeping statistics on its own. It had just received its ultrasound machine. This was 4 or 5 years ago. The first year that they kept statistics, there were 118 women who were abortion-minded coming in to the Door of Hope to see them. All of them had the ultrasound plus counseling. All 118 decided to carry their children. And that is life-saving stuff here.
Sure.
So
very much so.
the ultrasound machine that we're going to be raising money for the clinic in Eddyville that's the reason that we're doing it, and that's the reason they need it.
Yeah, and I think the other thing, as Jeff was mentioning, that the clinics are not just there to determine pregnancy and such. They're there to provide assistance and support. I mean, and I think support's a key thing, because if once we have found that someone is pregnant and they've decided to keep the child, there's support there for food bank and diapers and those kinds of things that you need to kind of get yourself started in counseling. So it's not just to come in and take a pregnancy test and such. It's come into a caring environment and support that's going to be there to help support you, a little bit for the long term, I guess you say,
Yeah, because it can be a confusing, very scary time for someone in that position, and so this is about love and caring and taking care of somebody and helping.
Because their folks are really, really committed to helping and providing a haven, a loving haven of support, and non-judgmental and to be there to provide just the things that somebody might need that's trying to adjust and adapt and realize the sanctity of life, and I think it's a really wonderful, beautiful environment.
Good deal. Well, thank you guys so much, you gentlemen, for what you're doing. This is going to be a great event. It's down on Island Cove Lane in Dawson Springs. In case you're wondering where that is, it's on the West Fork of Lake Beshear. It's right off Highway 672, about 4 miles if you come from Dawson. 4 miles southwest of Dawson Springs. If you come off Highway 91, it's a little bit further up the road, but not much. And you will see signage for it. And encourage you to come out this Sunday, October 8th, 1:30 to 6. The grounds will open at 12:30. And again, it's rain or shine. You'll be directed on where to park, and you can get shuttled right down to where all the music, picking, and fun is going to be, and the food, of course, that'd be my priority, but the music too. But come on out and enjoy a great day of bluegrass, fellowship, in a family-friendly environment, and that's coming up this Sunday. It's Bluegrass on Beshear IV. Jeff, George, thank you all very much. This is good work.
You're welcome.
Appreciate that. And George, we'll talk about getting you back in here next week and talk about this further.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Ty. Thank you so much for the opportunity and the chance to talk about this and let folks know what's happening.
Very welcome. It's going to be fun, and encourage everybody to head on out this Sunday and enjoy a great day down on Lake Beshear. All right, it is 8:37. Thank you for joining this edition of Tiger Talk, this Monday edition, and appreciate all our sponsors for bringing it to you. You're listening to Tiger Talk on your hometown radio station, WPKY The Tiger. My thanks to Jeff Smith, George Barber for being here. We're picking live, Bluegrass on Beshear, number 4. That's coming up this coming Sunday, 1:30 to 6. Don't miss it. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouth-watering desserts, sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown, homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors and More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors and More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Quality brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. There is a reason why we say you can walk on our reputation. Come see Bill and Lucy at 127 West Market Street or call 270-365-9869.